Today, we're not just talking about climbing the ladder. We're talking about building a movement. Because true leadership isn't just about having a vision. It's about inspiring others to believe in it too. And that's where your communication becomes your superpower. Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of how top leaders communicate to motivate, inspire, and drive action. We all know that communication is key. But there's a difference between just talking and truly connecting with your audience. The best leaders don't just inform, they inspire. They don't just present data, they tell stories. And they don't just give orders, they ignite passion. And that's what we're breaking down today. We're gonna start with how simplicity is strength. Short words for big ideas. Let's talk about the power of simplicity. In a world of information overload, clarity is king, and the best communicators cut through that noise with short, impactful words that get straight to the point. Think of it like this. Would you rather listen to a rambling lecture filled with jargon and technical terms, or a concise presentation that gets straight to the heart of the matter? Simplicity isn't just about dumbing things down. It's about making your message accessible and engaging. Steve Jobs, for example, he would explain groundbreaking tech using simple phrases like 1,000 songs in your pocket. Elon Musk tweet, despite dealing with the complex engineering, are often short and to the point. Even Obama, known for his eloquence, will use everyday language to connect with his audience. When you simplify your message, you increase comprehension and retention. People are more likely to remember and act on clear, concise information. However, if you don't prioritize simplicity, you risk alienating your audience and losing their attention, and ultimately failing to communicate your vision effectively. So how do you get started? Start by analyzing your own communication style. Are you using unnecessary complex language? Can you replace long words with shorter, more impactful ones? Can you break down complex sentences into simpler ones? Look, practice makes perfect. Try reading your emails or presentations out loud and ask yourself, will my child or grandmom understand this? Metaphors that stick. Painting vivid pictures. Next up, let's talk about the power of metaphors. Metaphors are like word pictures. They take abstract ideas and make them concrete and relatable. They help your audience visualize your message and make it stick in their minds. Think of some of the most iconic speeches in history. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, or John F. Kennedy's "Ask not what your country can do for you" speech. They're filled with metaphors that paint vivid pictures and evoke powerful emotions. In business, we use phrases like breaking down silos to describe collaborations, or putting out fires to talk about crisis management. And these metaphors create instant understanding and a way to resonate with people. Metaphors create emotional connections, making your message more memorable and persuasive. However, if you overuse or choose inappropriate metaphors, you actually risk confusing your audience or coming across as cheesy or insincere. What you want to do is start by identifying the key concepts that you want to communicate. Then brainstorm metaphors that can help your audience visualize those concepts. The best metaphors are usually unexpected, memorable, and relevant to your audience experience. Consider using analogies from everyday life, or just drawing inspiration from things like art or nature or literature. I remember when I first started leading teams, I struggled to get everyone on the same page. Then I started using metaphors to explain complex technical concepts. Instead of saying, we need to integrate these systems, I'd say something like, we need to build a bridge between these departments. Suddenly, people were nodding along, asking questions, and contributing ideas. It was like a light bulb went off for everyone. Humanizing data, making numbers matter. Third, let's talk about humanizing data. Data is powerful, but it can also be dry and overwhelming. The best communicators know how to take raw numbers and turn them into compelling stories that resonate with their audience. Think about it. Would you rather listen to a list of statistics about climate change or a story about a coastal community being displaced by rising sea levels. Humanizing data is about making it relevant, relatable, and emotionally impactful. Instead of just saying, sales increased by 20%, you could share a customer story about how your product changed your life. Or compare the size of a data center to the size of a football field to give it context. Humanizing data creates empathy and understanding, making your message persuasive and more memorable. It actually allows you to connect with your audience on an emotional level, driving action and creating buy-in. But if you fail to humanize data, you actually risk losing your audience attention and failing to deliver your actual message. Start by asking yourself, what does this data mean for real people? Put a human face on the number, tell stories, use analogies, and create visuals to help your audience connect with the data on a personal level. And focus on the why behind the numbers, not just the what. Finally, let's talk about the power of mission. Every great leader has a clear mission, a purpose that drives their actions and inspires their teams. And the best leaders communicate the mission relentlessly. Think of big companies like Google, organize the world's information, or Tesla, accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Their missions are more than just slogans. They're guiding principles that inform every decision and inspire every employee. Disney's mission, make people happy, is even woven into every aspect of their parks and movies. Nike's big mission, bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. That drives their product development and their marketing. A strong mission creates a sense of purpose and unity, aligning your team around a common goal. It also fuels motivation, drives innovation, and fosters a strong company culture. However, if you fail to communicate your mission effectively, you do risk having the chance of disconnecting with people and disengagement and lack of the right direction. Now, how to get this started? Start by defining your own personal mission. What are you passionate about? What impact do you want to make on the world? Then communicate that mission to your team, your colleagues, or your network, and make it your mantra. Repeat it often and let it guide your actions. Integrate your mission into your daily communication, your company culture, and your strategic decisions. There you have it. 4 communication secrets to inspire action. Simplify your message, use powerful metaphors, humanize data, and know and drive your mission. Now, if you like that video, hit that like button, drop some comments below, and subscribe to the channel to learn more about leveling up your leadership and your life as a whole. Again, I really appreciate y'all for just watching these videos. So, thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you in the next one.